Howdy folks, welcome to episode 4. As you can see, I did a little bit of painting and cleaning up on the hovercraft, so it should look a little bit nicer. We're going to head over to, let's see, turn my jetpack on. We're going to head over to this power station and take it out if we can. So I've got assault rifles and a bunch of ammo, and I've also got salamis. Since I have the food processor, we moved up from the corn dog phase to the to the salami phase. Then we'll be moving up to the canned meat phase. You know, it's stages of food, almost like Douglas Adams described. You know, the when shall we have lunch stage. So yeah, we're almost up to that, and yeah, I still grab corn dogs here and there sometimes, but we're also up to the using, yeah, the turret's pointing at me, isn't he? We're also up to the using HVs and vehicles to get around instead of running so much, but I figured that since this one is so close, I might as well just let me make sure I've got everything loaded up before I charge in like an idiot. Okay. Yeah, really wish there was a place to hide here. This is kind of bad. Let's see. Is that just the one turret, or is there more? Are there more? I only see the one. Okay, so I need to get 20 meters closer, and I can start shooting at this thing, and hopefully not get killed. And actually, I can probably go down here and hide from it too. Yep, good. Okay. So we're going to take out this turret. Wow, that's really scary. Things are coming right at my head. Okay, let's see here. Whoa! Whoa! There we go. Okay. Alright. So that used 50 bullets. That's a lot for taking out a turret. I must be spoiled. I'm used to the pulse rifle and the laser and stuff. Yeah, don't even need to... You know what? We'll just use this thing. These guys are too easy right now. Apparently he's a maple seed. Okay, yeah, these things are a little too easy to take out right now. Okay. And you know, I haven't seen the whatchamacallits. I haven't seen the what are they called? Dropships. I haven't seen the dropships, so I'm curious to see what happens with that. You know, I don't know what, because my wife plays the game too, and she gets the dropships like every time. Every time she attacks something, a dropship comes to get her. So let's see here. I don't think we're going to be able to get up into there that way. I guess we'll have to do this. Okay, so there's a core down here, and there is this stuff here, lots of fuel tanks, lots of electronics and everything, so it's a good thing to raid. Let me get the repair and remove, and we'll just take the core out the easy way, because then we don't have to deal with the turrets. We don't have to waste ammo on the turrets. Okay. Huh. And how many levels am I at? Let's see, how much XP do I need? Because, yeah, I'm not really big on this XP thing, and this is kind of an opportunity to grab a bunch of points. So I may do this for a couple minutes to get some points. And why don't I do this and I'll come back in a minute. Okay, we're back and we just took out the core and it's the middle of the night, so there's not even any lights. So yeah, we're just gonna take out the rest of the fuel tanks and stuff on this, if you can actually see any of that. This power station just contains a bunch of fuel tanks, which are easy to get, and antennas, which are also easy to get and contain lots of electronics and stuff. And there is also one of these in each of the 4 towers. There's also a cargo container with a bunch of goodies in it too. So it's usually pretty good. This power station is a really good haul. Let's see. How am I getting all the bottom ones? I'm trying to get the top ones. There we go. Okay, now let's see if I can get on top of this. Okay, so I can get these antennas. So I'm going to clean this out, and you probably can't see much. So I brought over, as you can see through the wall, you probably can't see, I brought over the hover vessel so that we can just take off from here. I figured since I took out the turrets, it would be safe to bring that over, although I did have a drone come over while I was shooting at the core. I had a drone come over and attack the hover vessel and took out a couple blocks on it. Didn't destroy too much else, just a couple blocks. So, okay. So yeah, the hover vessel is right over here. Let's see. I can clean this out. Whoa, and I think I just fell again. Where am I at? It's hard to see in the dark here. Okay, let me try this light. See a little bit better. Okay, yeah, so I took out the core. The turrets are done. These things will take forever to remove, but I'll remove these and each of the 4 things, and we should have a decent haul from this. So I will clean all this out and meet you in a minute. Okay folks, we're back and I've cleaned out the all of the antennas and fuel tanks. I took a couple of the windows. I didn't spend too much time with that. And all the loot. Between all the loot, this thing was empty when we started and we brought it over. So this is all the loot we got. We got a ton of ingots, 500 promethium pellets, so that's 50 fuel or 100 fuel packs, 500 metal components, 356 electronics, all these cables and computers. We got 20 power coils and 16 advanced CPUs, which will help a lot. And so a little bit of ammo, shotgun, and a little bit of ammo. So it's a really good haul. I mean, those are silicon ingots right there. Those are what 200 iron ingots. So I mean, this is a really good haul for the amount of time you spend doing it, and it can be a lot more interesting than mining. So you know, you can see why a lot of people enjoy doing that instead of just going out and mining all the resources. It's a nice alternative. Let's see if this hovercraft will. Nope, I need to boost to get out of here. So we're going to let's see. Instead of going back to base, we're going to go check out this iron deposit up here because I do need some iron. I want to get a bunch of iron, not just like 3 bricks or whatever. I want to get a ton of iron to make, some decent sized base and everything. So we can move out of the little hobbit hole we have and try to set up a real base that should be fun to build and everything too. So I mean, with a size 10, should be about 2,500 ore, which is about 5,000 ingots. Overall, it's about one block. It's one block per ore, so basically 2,500 blocks, which should be a decent start on a base. So we will let's see. And now we don't have to worry about the power station being a source of trouble either. So that was, ooh, and there's the copper deposit. That was the other thing I needed to find, was I need to find copper and cobalt and silicon. So, I mean, we've now got a nice supply of electronics, so we won't be using up our silicon for that. But where's the iron? Where did it just go? There we go. So yeah, we won't be using up the silicon to make electronics, which is a lot of what that's used for, but it's also the glass plates to make windows and stuff like that, and I tend to like to make a lot of glass, so it's nice to have a lot of silicon too. So anyway, I'm going to mine out this iron deposit, and we'll probably go explore a little and see what else, if we can find all the other deposits on the planet. So I will be back in a minute. Okay, folks, we're back, and the sun's going down, and I emptied out whatever, however many drill packs I had. So I got a ton of iron out of here. Let's check the constructor here. I've had it running, making ore for me. 310 more. So yeah, we've got a stack of iron plus another stack of iron plus another 100 of them plus another 2 stacks worth of ore right there. So yeah, we made a pretty good haul. So that's 4,000 iron. That'll keep us busy for a while with building. So let's see, we'll head back to base, and you know, I need to get that copper next too. But I don't have any more drill packs, so I'm just going to have to head back to base first. And it's shooting at everything. So yeah, I will meet you guys back at base. Thing is just loud. It's like a movie where they're helicopters flying over the rice paddies shooting everybody, and guys just shooting everybody. How do you shoot women and children? It's easy, you just don't lead them so much. Yeah. So I'm gonna go get all this stuff refined down, and I will meet you in the morning. Okay, folks, we're back, and it's morning. The sun's just coming up, as you can see, and I had an idea while I was working with the constructors, and I wanted to try it out. And so I figured I'd let you guys see what happens. So I'm going to place a core in this thing because it's a capital vessel. I went into my tech tree and I unlocked all the capital vessel stuff, all the goodies, all the turrets, all that stuff. So I put in a core, and let's see, if I put in a generator and a fuel tank, we'll see if it will let me power up this thing, which would be really cool. And yeah, it does. So we have we have a capital vessel on the planet. There's one way to do it. Okay, so I think I'm going to close this off. I made a door so that I could do that. I also went and made a ton of blocks. I got turned out to be here. Let me get this block up here first. Okay, there we go. Okay, it turned out to be what was it? 1,921 iron ingots I pulled out of that out of that thing so far. So there's probably 500-600 left remaining. Okay, and the other thing I noticed was up here, the plants never grew. So apparently the sunlight is not enough. Whoops. Apparently the sunlight is not enough to help them grow. And all of a sudden I turned the light on and 5 seconds later they're already looking bigger for some reason. I don't know, maybe they didn't, maybe I was just remembering it wrong, but I don't think those tomatoes looked that big before. But yeah, apparently if they're in a planter box, being in the sunlight doesn't help or something. I'm not sure. So yeah, I figured I'm probably going to build a big base somewhere. I don't know, I'll figure out where. But yeah, I figured I'd at least have this kind of decent and play around with the ideas and stuff and see what I can do. I also put in some elevators here so that I could get up to the top so that I'm not stuck. And since the whatchamacallits, drones come from over in this direction, I figured I'd put some turrets up here. And huh, you can't place this block? Why not? It says it's on a base. Let's see. There's 2 cockpits. Huh. I wonder where the cockpits are. I didn't find them. They must be buried under the ground or something. And this guy's shooting at something. So yeah, I'd love to be able to put this on here. What does it say? You cannot place this block on base. Apparently putting a core in this changed it from a capital vessel into a base, I guess. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, maybe it did. I don't know. Maybe it merged it or something. That's, yeah, because I never made a starter block for this, so maybe there's something going on with that. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna place. I've got whatchamacallit. I've got a bunch of things I can put in here and kind of make this into a little base so that we can expand what we've got. We've got the medic station. I've got an advanced constructor that I figured could complement the ones I've got out here. And so yeah, we've got a base ready to go. So it's a nice big area, it's all secure. I doubt I'll actually build much more in here because, you know, like I said, I want to build a big base somewhere else. So I'm going to close the core off here. And yeah, I'm going to go scout for a spot to build a base, and we will probably go do that in episode 5. We'll go explore a little and see what else is on the planet. So I'm going to call it here. Join me for episode 5, where we'll wander around and see what's out there. Later.